Real talk, I wear mud gear 24/7. In race, out of race, they are my sock du jour. My favorites are the black and orange. They've got some cool ones out now. They've got some country colored ones. They got OCRWC brand ones. They're awesome, awesome socks. Did you know they also make shirts? And they just launched a shirt for the ladies. We've got pro team member Alex Walker to talk about them.
I always really love their socks, but they only had men's shirts, so I had to get them to make some girl shirts. So one of the cool things about the shirts is on the bottom of them, they have a non-slip, which is nice because you don't have to constantly be pulling down your shirt. And then I also like the material because I don't like shirts that weigh me down. So it's real thin and keeps you dry when you're in and out of the water.
All right, she digs mud gear, I dig mud gear. Go to mudgear.com, buy a bunch of stuff. That's mudgear.com.
Yeah! Get up!
Welcome to the Obstacle Racing Media Podcast with Matt B. Davis.
With over 300 episodes since 2012, Matt has produced the most consistent podcast in OCR.
Each episode, Matt speaks with race directors, athletes, and industry insiders to bring you the most in-depth interviews and conversations in the world of obstacle racing,
adventure runs, and ultra marathons. If you have small children nearby, now is the time to put on some headphones
or send them off to watch Phineas and Ferb, as there are occasionally four-letter words,
which are not bleeps. Now, here is your host.
Now here is your goddamn host.
Now here's your host, fucking Matt B. Davis.
Good day, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to ya. It's Tahoe week. I gotta stop that voice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm headed to Tahoe on Friday morning. This may be the last episode you hear from me before then, but you know I'm going to come back with probably minimum two-parter and maybe three, depending on how much great content we get while we're out there. Are you following us on the other channels? Because if you're not, it would make sense to do that now. Go to Obstacle Racing Media, Instagram. You could go on Twitter, but we're not on there a ton. Obstacle Media on Twitter. Obviously, the Facebook. We're going to be posting a ton of content out there. Go check it out. Let's take a moment to talk about Patreon. We've recently done a whole overhaul on Patreon. We've made the the tiers more specific. We've made it more beneficial for you. You know, when I started, I'll be honest, didn't know what the heck I was doing. I just wanted to throw something up there. And now it's got some real purpose. We've got some real tiers. We've got some real goals. And I want to thank you, those that have been donating. Let's start with Eric Wilkin. You're the man. You're the lifetime champ. Is it fair to say that? Are we supposed to do that? I don't know, but I'm doing it. Eric Wilkin, lifetime champ, most donated to date. Brad Heilwigan, Christopher Stevens, Dan MacArthur, Sean Rumbaugh, Will Hicks, Jeff Schoaf, Julia Rose, or is it Ross? Julia Rose, Ross. OCR Talk, Seb David, Sophia Harnedy, Matthew Punton, M. Stefano Running, Ryan Massano, Mike O'Farrell, Obstacle Racers New Zealand, Patrick Hermiller, Rick Forsythe, Rob Lejeune, and Samantha Thompson. Actually, it looks like Obstacle Racers NZ, Rick Forsythe, and Rob are not current patrons, but who cares? You're getting a shout out. We'd love to have you back. As I said, if you go on there and check it out, patreon.com/Obstacle Racing Media, you're going to see the special new gifts we've got, the tiers, the promises, the fun. A lot is happening. We're doing a special community for the super duper fans who are checking out the podcast, who are checking out the videos. Go check them out. Let's read an iTunes review. This one is from Tyler Matichak. Looks like your middle name is Matechak or Matichak. I'm going to go with Matichak and your friends call you Meatchak because it's easier. Here we go, 5 stars. Been a huge fan of the show for a long time. You've been the OG of the obstacle racing world and really one of the only, if not the only, that consistently gets put out once a week. I personally would rather hear consistency than a beautifully edited show with all the cute sound bites that comes out once every 2 months. It's very much appreciated that you don't skirt around the issues when you have someone like Joe DeSena or that Nostradamus Battle Frog podcast and have the balls to ask the hard questions. The free-flow conversations are great, but sometimes it seems like you haven't done much research going into your shows. When some topics come up about certain events and who won what, it seems like you're asking your guest a lot of stuff that most of the listeners actually know. Not a big deal, however. Justifiable with how much content you put out. Keep up the good work. P.S. I think a cool idea for some shows would be a quick 5-minute call with some of the bigger and more important names of the past that we haven't heard from in a while, instead of always hearing from Ryan Woods in every other show, even though we all love Woodsy, except that one guy. It would have been good to know that Trevor was running that race across Scotland, or Amelia was going to run Barkley. Even though she wouldn't have been able to tell us that, people like Jung Young Pak, Hobie Call, Rose Wetzel, Norm Cook, Coach Payne, would all be great to hear from, even if they don't have anything going on other than just eating cake and getting fat. Thank you so much, Meat Shack. I do agree. Sometimes I don't know everything that I should know, and I really try to do as well as I can with all the info out there, but I'll totally take that, what's that called? That feedback. Don't want to say criticism because you gave me 5 stars. Also, regarding Trevor, yes, I was absolutely going to get Trevor on the phone, and then Heather from Overcome and Run snagged him. Now, could I still have him on the phone? Like, I'm not the only person to talk to these athletes. I get that. But I did think, okay, well, she just got that. Let me wait until after WTM to get both, or maybe I'll see him at WTM and we'll talk about that. So I totally get that. And yes, Amelia couldn't tell any of us. Those other names, absolutely. I've often thought of the Where Have They Now episodes. Where have they been? Where are they now? But as it is now, I can barely keep up with what's happening. There's been so much news going on, and a lot of times, like, I've been doing a lot of these B Lives lately, like Facebook Live, and then not everybody sees that, so I like to download that for the episode. So anyway, all good context, all good feedback, all good criticism. I take all of it. Thank you for giving me 5 stars. Thanks for listening all these years. If you see me at a race, say, hey, I'm the Meat Shack. On today's program, Joll Roll. That's right, Joll Roll visits my porch. We love the in-person interviews. We've met at a few races, and we talk about that. And I thought, you live in Georgia, I live in Georgia, come on by. We actually went to Duncan. You're going to hear some... You're going to get some real-time Duncan happening, which I have never done, I don't think, on the show previously. So enjoy that. Let's get right to it. Hope you're enjoying us on a nice, long run today. Joll Roll! Away we go.
Check. Microphone check. 1, 2, spitting rhymes. With Matt B doing time.
What's your actual name? I know you as Joll Roll.
Good question.
Are you going to say that on the air?
No.
You're not really?
No.
Okay.
I like Joll Roll.
That's fine.
It's part of my name. So, no, I'm not going to say it. It's a mystery.
I understand. I got the B thing going on, so I understand the mystery.
You gotta talk to me in person.
Okay.
Because if you know me in person and you say my real name, then I know that we know each other in person. If you say Joll Roll, then I know that you know me from
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I don't have all those, but it's.
What do you have?
So Facebook and Twitter. No. Facebook and Instagram.
So I was just saying, the last time we spoke was Utter Mutter. Was it 1 year or 2 years ago? It feels like 2.
It feels like 2 because they're no longer
around. Right. So there was no race this year, but there was a race last year.
That race was...
And I did go last year.
Yeah, you were there.
I feel like it.
That race was
I went with my
terrible.
I went with my son. Why was it terrible?
The directions were bad.
Well, see, I've never run utter competitive. I've always, slogged through with Jackson, and it takes me a couple hours, but it's a good, muddy time. I've never tried to run that race.
So that race is pretty cool, but like last year, I don't know what happened, but the competitive wave got missed.
And if you've been there, it's the same race. They don't change the course.
Well, I don't know. They had 2 arrows going different ways.
Oh, for like the 5K or the 7K.
And so we ran and turned, and next thing I know, the lead was coming back and was like, wrong direction, and we're turning around, and then we got turned around again, and then everybody was like, all right, not racing. And then one guy went out really hard after the second time we turned around, and then the race was on again, and it was nuts. But
did you think you were going to win?
No, not at all.
Do you think you were going to place?
I think I got 4th or 5th.
Have you ever podiumed anywhere?
Fort Benning this year.
Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday, Saturday. Fort Benning.
Like
the military race.
For real podium or age group podium?
Age group.
Okay, that's cool. Just say, you got to say so.
Yeah.
Can't do that fake podium thing people like to do.
No. I am an elite age grouper.
Okay.
I know that I cannot go out with the elites, but I do because that's the only way you can get time.
My grip gets a little better, so I'm working on dropping the weight, getting a little faster, getting a little stronger. When I can get my grip going good, and I know I can get twister and all those, I want to try it at an age group Spartan and see how I can do.
It's fast. Those guys, especially like the 30 and up, some of the fastest people out there. Which is ridiculous.
Right, but 40. I'm over 45 now, so there's a fair amount. There's a lot of guys. 5 years ago, there was the busiest age group, but a lot of those guys have stopped racing. We'll see what happens.
I think it's still pretty competitive. Those guys still post times faster than me, and I'm like,
right. But I think if I'm going to have any chance at all, it's got to be a beast, because in a sprint, forget it, right? A sprint's too quick. But a beast, I can catch some dudes. But I got to do obstacle completion. That's the thing, is I got to, and so I'm used to not doing that. So
I'll say if you go Sunday
age group
where everybody's pretty much taxed from Friday or from Saturday.
And it's just all the regular people showing up.
Regular people, yeah.
There's not, you're not.
And it has to be local. So like Fort Benning on a Saturday, nobody's really coming out to that.
Well,
for a military.
Not just local, but just like if there's no other race going on, no other Spartans. Like there could be 4 Spartans that weekend, but everybody's at the stadium race in Jersey or whatever.
Well, that's a better chance.
Right. So I might try to steal one that way.
Which is great. I like the stadium races. I'm probably going to stick to those.
Yeah, see, I would never win a stadium race. I'm not quick enough. I'm getting faster thanks to my new speed coach, Ryan Woods.
Ryan Woods is awesome.
Who taught me, because I thought you just do track workouts. Like, so, you just run around the track really fast, either 1 time or 2 times, or you just 400s or 200s or 800s, whatever. And he's like, Matt, just run 1 day a week faster than you normally run. And I was like, okay. So I started doing this segment right here.
On the belt line.
If
you can't see this because it's not taped, Matt is putting his hand up and he's going back left to right. And left to right again.
Are you a fan of the podcast?
I am a fan of the podcast. And that's how we officially met. I don't know how. OCR is new to me. I've only been in for like 2 years. So I feel like I'm OG now, but I know I'm not. But I signed up and watched everything that everybody posts on Instagram and started following all the OCR stuff. And so found you, and then you started doing the walkout thing. And I was like, this guy is phenomenal because he gives no Fs about what everybody else thinks. He just walks. And people are like, this is great. And I'm like, you know what? This is great. And so that's how I walked up on you. I was like, Matt, I love it. I love it. Keep doing it. You're like, dude, I got to switch it up. I'm like, no, dude.
But I have, though. Have you noticed? I'm only doing it on the personal channel.
Yeah, I know you switched over, but I'm still a fan of the walkouts.
All right. Well, I throw them on the ORM channel once in a while. You do follow me personally, though, don't you?
No.
You don't?
No, I do not.
Well, then you're missing all my walkouts. I've been doing it for years.
I know. There's only so much Matt B. Davis I can take. I got you in person.
But here's the deal.
I got you on the podcast.
But here's the deal. I don't post near as much. Okay, we are. Well, that's ORM.
Yeah, we're friends on ORM.
Do people confuse you and think you're Justin Manning?
No. You know what? Only on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 4.
First of all, you have 7K followers. Are these legit? Have you ever paid for the thing?
No, I never paid. I don't know where those people come from.
You've got it.
And these people are kind of like, they show love when they want to. They only show love on like obstacle stuff, like action photos.
But I'm saying this is legit. 7K is legit. And only 210 posts, you've never paid for it.
No.
Okay.
No.
If I didn't know you, I wouldn't believe it.
If you look at it, it's only like directed at one specific thing.
Well, I know, but still, people work really hard to get followers. So I just
well, there's other things that I've done, like following groups and getting people to groups. So groups help get your followers up.
Right.
Posting consistently helps.
Of course.
I did have a marketing guy who was like a friend of mine who was telling me how to get followers on Instagram.
Cool. Well, that all makes sense. That'll make sense. So listen, I just followed you. If you follow my story, it's my daily walkouts, or not daily, but once or twice a week walkouts, plus some hilarious shit with my kids. It's not that bad.
Oh yeah, the kids are amazing, especially the video of them drinking the
juices,
the sodas, or the juice.
So here's the thing. I want to make more money with that stuff because, as you can see, not as you can see, you can't see.
Matt just put his left hand up, and he pointed in like the Disney World point towards his house with the no fingers pointed at the house. If you don't know what that is.
Can I bring you
then
Can I bring you on every episode to be my visual describer?
I can do that. I'm pretty good. I'm a visual person.
I have mouths to feed.
You got to.
So whatever money I'm making goes right out the door.
Listen, I got 2 children and a wife, and I know that.
What is your day job that allows you to come to my house at 10 in the morning on a Tuesday?
I'm a boss. No, I have a day job. I work with computers. I won't say where.
That's fine.
Because I'm probably supposed to be at work right now.
Okay.
In a meeting.
When you do computers, be more specific. There's lots you can do. One can code. One can fix.
So I'm not a coder.
One can engineer.
I'm kind of like a project manager, desktop support, jack of all trades kind of thing.
Now, desktop support went out in 1999, I thought.
That's still kind of the same. It's kind of the thing. They might change the name, but it's kind of the same.
Right. So I worked where did I work? What big company? I worked at some bank in Boston. I can't remember what it was. And I'd come in the morning and I'd fire my computer up, and then you go make coffee because it takes 10 minutes to fire up.
It still happens.
And then you come back and shit wouldn't work, so you'd have to put in a ticket. Now, this is what I did. Looking back, I'm sure they hated me. I found out where the dude was, and I would just go down to that floor and I'd knock.
So that is a thing. That is definitely still a thing. I got a new guy who works with me, and I tell him, hey, man, stay out of the hallway.
Right.
Because people will say, hey, there's the IT guy. Come over here. So you will never get anything done.
Right.
So you got to kind of be like a ninja. So it kind of works with my OCR stuff. I kind of like jump on a wall and do like the little spider monkey thing.
Right.
So people can't see me, like walk right under my legs, and I'm like, ha, fooled you guys.
Right. So the other place people might know you is you did do some coverage for us at last year's, not NORAM, but USA Champs.
Yes.
Did you go to NORAM this year?
I did.
Let's talk about, can we compare and contrast first year Texas, second year Vermont?
All right. So last year, let's talk about everything because we're going to talk about everything here. The internet, or the lack of internet, the lack of cell phone coverage was a lot better this year than it was last year. Last year, we were in the middle of the sticks, like on some safari type place where you could actually go hunting and you can pay a lot of money. They'll fly in a zebra and you can kill it on site. That was the craziest thing ever. Shows that how non-manly we really are, going out and shooting stuff.
In a controlled environment.
Right. So the cell phone service out there was terrible, as you noted. When you're like, hey, can we get the picture up? I'm like, I'm trying, and it's not working. So that's one thing. But the venue was kind of flat. It wasn't really hilly like this year in Vermont. Vermont was terrible if you don't like running hills. The first, right out the gate, first like quarter mile on the 3K was straight up the hill. On the 15K, you had 2 miles straight up the hill, so it was very hilly. A lot more competitors this year than was last year. I think that was part of because of the flood in Houston, and so I think there's more people that can actually come out because of that.
Well, plus now you've got a year more into it, and you got a whole year turnaround.
Right. And I think people were like, "Oh, what is this?" I'm not really buying into it, the
right.
whole championship thing, but I think people now are like drinking the Kool-Aid, as they say.
Right.
So
better experience this year.
Yeah, better experience.
And how did you personally do?
For me, it wasn't what I wanted, but for other people, they're like, "You're amazing. That was great." So I'm only a short course guy. I do not like the long stuff. I get bored with running. I don't care how long if it's over 7 miles, I'm bored. My mind starts to wander. I'm like, hey, what am I eating for dinner? And I'm like, oh crap, I'm still racing. So I don't have the attention span for the long stuff. So the short stuff is my game. The 3K, I came in 11th out of 131 people in the age group. So pretty good. If you top 10%, if you're doing a percentage.
But you're going to make this whole trip and only do one race?
I did two. Did
the team race?
No, I didn't do the team race. I was going to do the team race. A buddy of mine fell out at the last second, and then I just forget it. No word.
But there's always people who want to join up.
It was like, you know what? I'm just going to volunteer so I can get some kind of discount for next year.
I think you get half price off of GBC.
I think it's full price off of GBC.
Now, is that a JIP to you? Sorry. By the way, do you know what the term JIP means? I learned this recently.
No, I don't. I kind of know the context, but I want to hear the definition.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you know where it comes from?
No.
Well, we all there's once upon a time, you could make certain jokes, And every year, there's less and less jokes you can make because we kind of wake up a little bit.
Right.
And I'll speak personally, #real talk. I did not know that, let's go back 10 years, the word fag even hurt somebody's like feelings. And I had a gay friend say, dude, that's really, it's not quite the N-word, but it's close. Like, don't use that word.
Right.
So gyp is short for gypsy.
Right. Okay.
So if you're a gypsy out there, sorry if you're offended, but do you think volunteers should get more for NORAM and or OCRWC?
So you get kind of quite a few low discounts. You get like 50% off this year's OCRWC if you're gonna go. Unfortunately, I can't make it. That's quite a haul.
Right.
And then if you get 50% off next year's 15K, and then you get a free GBC race. Last year, and I guess this was because of the whole flooding thing that they didn't have enough volunteers, so they gave out like free races this year. And I was like, I'll do it.
Right.
So, not really. You kind of, it's come with the territory. Whatever discount, if I can get more than 50%, then I'm cool with it.
So listen, I get it, man. They only produce a couple events a year. It's not like Spartan Tough Mudder where you can just give so much away. But I feel like
I'm gypped on that one though, for Spartans, because they started off with 100% free, and now they're going 50%.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So you can't get a free race unless you volunteer all day now.
Right, for like 12-hour day.
Yeah, not going to happen.
But here's what I don't like about OCRWC. And if you guys have an issue with it, write your congressman. Sorry, write, Rachel Ann and Adrian. But
you can write your congressman too. You can look them up on
So Google. Let's say, for example, I'm going to travel up with my family because I want my family to come with me. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, honey, why don't you volunteer, because they need volunteers, and earn that as a free race. But you can't. You can't transfer. Now, that's dumb to me.
So you can transfer. You can transfer. You can't sell it for OCRWC.
You can now transfer. It used to be you couldn't transfer because that was a huge thing, because somebody's like, hey, man, here's my wife. What's the problem? You get a person.
Right. I don't know when they did that, but you can transfer.
They changed it. Okay.
You can transfer.
Just can't sell it.
Can't sell it. If they know you sell it, then you and the person probably banned like Ryan was for a year. Sorry, Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
That's going to be the running joke forever.
But isn't it great, though, that he was the guy, like, of all the people, he's certainly, as history is going to go back and look, as many more people get busted, and they will, and Ryan is this poster boy for the first guy. But isn't it great? Because, he's a fun guy. He takes jokes at himself. People are allowed to joke at him. I mean...
It was great. And I think from listening to every podcast running related that he was the guy who wanted more testing. Right? So, like, the guy who wants more testing gets popped for...
I think it was Marco. I remember Marco specific. Was it Marco? Marco, if you're listening, if somebody knows Marco, translate for him in French. When we were at OCRWC, the last time in Ohio, they had that little athlete panel beforehand, and I remember he was saying there isn't enough, and it's kind of bullshit. And
I personally, if you beat me and I know you cheated, I feel better about myself, because I know that it took you to cheat to beat me. So I feel like, yeah, I'm okay with that. If I come in the second place to a guy I know cheated, I'm like, yeah, you still suck because I'm better than you.
I'm going to give a very recent real world example. For the listeners, Joll Roll just flicked an ant.
Sorry, ant.
Off of my porch. He hates animals. He's going to fly to YO Ranch and pay somebody $2,000 to shoot a zebra.
If I'm going to do that, then I have to go out there with a bow and arrow, no gun.
At least make it fair.
Make it fair.
Okay. So I'm going to give a real world #run your own race example. Okay? Ready?
I'm ready.
That actually works. Did you listen to that Rugged Maniac episode by the chance?
Which one?
I just put it up.
Oh, yeah. That was great. First of all, I think it was Jackson rapping was phenomenal. I was like, somebody call Usher or Ludacris and sign him right now.
Isn't it? He's I just find it so fascinating that at age 8, 9, he's like that because of YouTube and because of just his own like memory. He just kind of consumes it all. what's in the car, what's on YouTube, and he just likes everything. I mean, I certainly didn't have, my taste wasn't that. I listened to whatever, like, my mom had like wimpy 70s music on in the car, and then like classic rock on the radio, and then whatever was popular.
Right.
Like I wasn't pulling like deep tracks, you know what I mean? And he's like essentially doing that, you know what I mean?
The access to information is totally more. It's just
well, I feel like people say, hey, let's talk to some regular people, and so
I think it's great.
You qualify, by the way, as a regular person.
Yeah, I'm a regular person. Again, I'm an elite age group.
Okay, so in that conversation, I talked about wanting to beat old Tretch, right?
Right.
And I'm behind Tretch the whole race. He's my whatever.
Your pacer.
And he missed the bell on that thing.
Off the Rails, which is a phenomenal new obstacle by Rugged Maniac.
Off the Rails. And that was all I could think about for the next 2 miles. Does he know he missed? Am I going to be the winner? Is there a time? Right? And so much so that I did get passed by somebody. Now, that guy passed me anyway, whatever. But the point, I really did have that feeling at the end that it's not about no burpees. Like, that guy didn't do his burpees and all that, like, nonsense. Like, for me, in that moment, that's what Run Your Own Race Man is like. I needed to just be like, it doesn't matter. By the way, I ended up falling off the rings, right?
Right.
An easier obstacle, maybe, and finished 30 seconds behind him because I fell off and because then I sort of like had given up that I was the no band. I was going to be the band finisher.
I got you.
I was going to have something over him. And I think I don't care, like, do you see what I'm saying? Because the stupid argument is like, this guy cut 3 miles of the course and beat me. Who cares? Run your own race. They're paying for it. With all that nonsense. I just mean, like, for me, I definitely got hung up in what that guy was doing.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying.
Because I was...
But that race, in the elite wave, you can fall off and keep going.
Yes.
So...
No, I learned that. I said, how does it work? No, first I said...
Did you know that before going?
No, I didn't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to read the rule book.
Well, that's the thing. He knew that he said he had covered the race. I didn't read the rule book, and like, I had said to him first. I thought he might try to get out of it. So the first thing I came up to him was I assumed he was going to try to get out of it, which again just shows where my head was at.
Right. Which
makes me. Tretch, if you're listening, makes it look like I didn't think very much of you now that I think about it, because I went up to him and I didn't just say, hey, you missed the bell. I said, dude, look me in the eye and tell me you hit that bell. He goes, no, I know I missed it. But you see how I kind of led with...
Right.
Because I was so fucking hung up on it. And again, this is even after I fall off the rings, and I'm obstacle failure too.
Right.
So anyway, run your own race.
Run your own race.
Don't worry about the guy in front of you. Joe DeSantis said that since day one. Joe DeSantis says, if somebody skips, that makes me want to work even harder to beat that fucking guy.
No, I think it's great. If you can skip and cheat, if you can beat me cheating, then I know I'm better than you. Just from day one, I know I'm better than you.
P.S. By the way, no prize money. No, not even nothing. Nothing was happening between me and Tretch other than my own pride. So to show that I got so hung up in it.
Well, you when you're racing competitively, you want to win. It doesn't mean that you come in first.
Right.
If a guy's in front of you and you know you can get him, that's a race that you want.
Well, I think I've talked about this on the mic before. For me, it's all about the AG, right?
Right. Yeah.
So whether I'm at a 5K or an OCR, I'm constantly looking for the gray hair, but not too much gray hair.
Right. You're looking for the guys like, I think you're my age, so me and you are racing, buddy. He doesn't even know it.
Exactly.
We're going.
But I flat out asked certain dudes, like in a marathon, hey, man, what age group are you? Because I want to beat that guy. And sometimes it's worked out. In some local races, I have placed in my age group. Hooray me.
So personally, the people that I follow on Instagram.
Those are the guys you're trying to beat.
And if I think you're better than me and I beat you, I feel a lot better about myself.
All right, so who are the guys that you're constantly battling?
Oh, there's so many people.
But your age. So what's your age group?
30 to 39 in Spartan and 30 to 34 in pretty much everything.
Pretty much everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, so who are your guys that you're like, you have a little, did you have a friendly rivalry with anybody?
No, I don't think so. But I will say, there are people who are doing things that I'd be like, I think they're better than me. All right, I think they're faster than me because I'm not a runner right now. I'm still learning. I'm only been running for the last year and a half, so I'm still trying to get faster. But if I see a guy who's I see him running all the time, or I see them, I don't really know you personally, but I see that I think you're better than me, and you might post faster splits than I can run. I'm like, all right, in the race, if I, when I flew out to Dallas, for instance, for the Spartan SGX, that was only my sole purpose of going to the race. I wasn't going to race, but they allow you to race in the morning for free and then come to the class later. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll go out age group. So there's a guy, I'm not going to say his name because he doesn't know we're racing, but I saw him. I'm like, oh, he's running. Okay. He's my competition. And I beat him maybe by a minute or 30 seconds or so.
Does it rhyme with shoe man?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. But it's not like he was like a
the hardcores know who I'm talking about.
Shoe man. I got to get that off camera.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Now I want to know.
Dude.
Now you got to tell me.
Dude named Blue Man, you know that guy?
The Blue Man Group?
No, guy named Blue Man.
Is this an OG thing?
This is an OG thing.
Okay, I need to listen to more archives then. I need to go back.
It's weird, dude, because like I'm putting together a website page of like I'm calling it the oh my god, what do you call them? See, now my brain is fried. What do you call the majors, right?
Okay.
So like in golf, you got the majors, right, or tennis,
right?
So I'm putting together a website. Here's every Spartan champ, right?
Oh, okay.
OCRWC,
so like archives,
right? Because you think you type in words like 2015 Spartan champion,
and it'll come up,
and it would come up, but it doesn't because Spartan has this fill of old links, mutters the same way. So sometimes I find my own articles as like the news source for like, oh, okay, good thing I wrote that down. And I've gotten worse in recent years, right? Because and this is not good, but I'll tend to miss like the super obvious thing that like everybody's talking about. Like, I don't need to write that story because MRG's going to write it, and so is 20 other people. But I feel like now I got to do it. It's like if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it in my way. So the thing I just put out yesterday, I would link it in the show notes if I remembered. Rather than just the press release, which is what most people do, I actually like put some insight to it. Right?
Okay.
Here's what happened with this person. This is what this means. Blah blah blah. It takes a lot more work. Right? Anyhow, so. What like is anybody looking for this stuff besides me? That's always the question, right? Like, does anybody care? Like, I hope somebody does someday.
I would go back and look at it. I guess for me, like I'm a person who loves information and just love knowing stuff. So I would definitely check that out. Check out like an archive. So I would definitely go back and look at old stuff, old podcasts, old websites, old things. Like I'm a information connoisseur.
I have over 300 episodes going back to 2012.
Yes.
The earliest ones don't sound so great though. So you could skip those. You could skip the first 50.
I don't know when I've started. I don't know exactly when I started listening to the podcast, but I will say it is phenomenal because it just goes off the rails, and I think it's great. I like you say, there's different sources for different things. When you come listen to ORM, you know what you're gonna get. If you're gonna go listen to,
which is what this is good information for me. This is good feedback. What are you gonna get if you listen to the ORM podcast?
You're gonna get a little bit of OCR,
right?
And then you're gonna go off the rails. Then you're gonna come back to OCR,
okay,
and then you're gonna finish up someplace rather weird and be like, damn, I need a little more information, but that's a good place to stop.
But so listen, so you're a fan, and I appreciate that. And I
will never probably leave a thing, but I always want to.
Okay, don't leave a thing. I'd much rather you see me at a race and say something nice.
I want to though, because I think it's great. I just have a problem with like I want to say something good, so I'm kind of like overthinking the review. Sometimes.
Are you an overthinker in life?
Maybe.
All right,
maybe.
Ready for a big loaded question?
Sure.
I didn't think I was gonna ask you this.
Let's shoot.
But
from the hip.
But now it's here.
Bang.
Why is there a lack of diversity in elite obstacle racing?
You know what? This is the greatest question because I thought about this and I was like, he's probably gonna ask me this question.
I thought about it a lot.
I was trying to get a good answer, and I think the answer is the cost of the race. It's a middle-age thing. You have to be at a certain place financially to come out and pay for a race. These races are not cheap. So average Spartan race is going to run you $100 off the top. It's just gonna cost you $100. Then you got to factor in people don't want to get really dirty. For me, I don't really like the mud. I just run the race because of the obstacles, and I just take the mud as what it is. You know, I don't really like jumping in lakes to go swimming through for obstacle, but you kind of got to do it. So some people are like, you know what, I'm not going to do it just for that reason. But I think the biggest thing is financially, it's the biggest hurdle that you got to get over.
So as I'm thinking this to you, as I'm thinking about this, there also isn't a lot of African-American ultra runners.
I guess so. I guess not. Like,
it's a lot of skinny white dudes with the Kenyans run 5Ks and 10Ks and marathons.
Okay, so they don't do that.
They don't obstacle race, and they're not running Western states or these other big. And they are, for the most part, the fastest people that we know.
Correct. Let's think about this. I think it's just more stuff like, hey, let's try to do something extra, and let's call it a race for the ultra events. It's like, yeah, we can run 13 miles. We can run 26. Let's do 30 and call it a race. It's like, what are you going to call it? Let's call it ultra. All right, cool. And I think people are like, especially in African-American community, like, negative. I'm not running that long.
But so this is what I thought. I thought, okay, African-American people look at obstacle racing like bungee jumping, a.k.a. silly white people stuff.
Correct. And I won't bungee jump, but I'll do pretty much everything else. Like
but you see what I'm saying?
Correct.
Because to me, it's like, why couldn't you take, like, you go to the gym, there's a hell of a lot of black personal trainers, guys with fucking 10 packs,
right,
and they're probably pretty fast.
Right.
But they don't want to get dirty or they don't want to exert themselves.
I think, for one, it's not exposure to that community, for one, because then you also have to factor in like the other things that African Americans are consuming, like a lot of basketball, a lot of football, stuff that's glorified in a more prevalent route. I mean, a bigger light, and then you also, from like younger ages, background of growing up, for one.
But none of us grew up with obstacle racing.
Right.
It's too new.
It is too new, but you have some people grow up, and I'm not going to say African Americans come from a different background to where they're looking to get out of a certain situation, and obstacle racing right now is not going to give that to you. You know what I mean? You're not going to win tons of money. You're not going to be the greatest obstacle racer and set your family generation change, as basketball or football or other sports would.
But you talk about even the financial thing, right?
And it's going to cost you money to get into it, first of all.
Right.
Just like...
Well, that's the thing, is when I see people, like, if you look at the...
But just like golf, though, right? There's not a lot of black people playing golf. There's a lot...
But that's a straight-up rich people sport.
Right, but obstacle racing is not cheap, especially if you want to consistently do it. Like, it's really expensive.
I mean, because if you look at the age group situation, like, as I've looked, if you want to win in your 20s... it's a lot easier than winning in your 30s or 40s because young people are out drinking and partying.
That's correct.
Right? They haven't figured out right?
Right.
So like if you're 24 to 29, that's the sweet spot right now.
Also, I think it's over the hill type thing.
Right.
After your 20s, you're out of college, you're kind of settled in life, and you're like, I've done some stuff. What else can I do? And then you kind of jump into like, oh, this is cool, and you kind of back into maybe being competitive again if you wasn't
right.
If you wasn't, or if you
but they're clearly affluent black folks,
right?
But that's not what they want to spend their money on.
No, but I think the stigma is kind of changing because I'm now actually seeing in the last 2 years that more black folks are coming out to run races.
Now, let's take a Savage race, right? I've seen a lot of black folks at a Savage race.
Really?
Yes.
I've only been to like 3 Savage races, and it's my favorite.
Oh, well, Savage is the bomb.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's never the fittest, fastest. It's like a group of like kind of like heavyset women that are like doing it to get off the couch or whatever. And God bless them, right?
Now, I will say this
Love
too.
me a heavyset black woman. Am I allowed to say that?
I'll allow it. I will say that guys are harder to get out to a race than females. And for one, females also take more classes like at the gym than guys.
Right.
So like You can get a group of women faster than you can get a group of guys to go to a race or to
which
do
is
anything
why
in a
which
group
is why
setting.
the wine race, color run, women's runs are doing well.
Right.
Because that group loves to do that kind of shit.
Like right now, I put on obstacle course training classes here in Atlanta, and the only people that really like consistently show up are women. And I'm like,
is there a picture of you in the thing? Because you're also like a slender, handsome dude.
I am in the picture.
You know who you kind of?
I need to change it up, though.
You know who you kind of have going on?
Who's that?
Let me see. Can't think of his name.
I've got a couple people that people told me I look like them.
Okay.
Depending on the hairstyle.
Okay, so currently for a second, not that well, but just the figure and the head is the.
First of all, Matt is closing his eyes. And he's kind of really thinking really hard. And if you were here, you would see his hand going up and down over the face.
Because you've got sort of a long face.
I do have a long face.
Right. Why the long face? Whereas I sort of have a round face. Is the This Is Us guy. Okay, that dude. Can we start with him?
So any kind of reference to TV, I don't watch it, so I don't know.
Okay.
But does he wear glasses?
Maybe.
Okay, no. Then I think there's a. Is that the show where
I'm going to type in This Is Us black guy and see what Google says.
It's probably going to be a disparaging picture.
So what do you think? Let's play Finish the Google Sentence. This Is Us black. Tell me what you think the first three things are, the next three things.
I don't know.
Take a stab.
I would say, I don't know. I really can't think
Okay, the first one is This Is Us black guy.
Okay, I was thinking about that, but I was thinking that was too easy.
Next is This Is Us black
woman.
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Then This Is Us black actor.
All right.
So clearly, white people across the globe think like Matt Davis. What is that black guy's name from This Is Us? And away we go.
I think that works for everybody.
We
What
hit
is
the
that white
button.
guy's name?
We're going to go to images. And his name is Sterling K. Brown, and he does wear glasses. And, comparatively, you look nothing like him. But for a second.
Oh, that was a guy I thought you were talking about. Yeah.
Okay, Sterling K. Brown. Who else do you get?
Chris. Is it Chris Rock's brother?
Tony Rock?
Tony Rock. Yeah. I got Tony Rock before.
Really?
Yes.
I'm going to say no on that.
I think.
Look up Tony Rock real quick.
I think Facebook did a thing a couple years ago when they had this like doppelganger thing.
Right.
And I put up a picture of Tony Rock. And they were like,
not horrible.
Right.
Not horrible. You kind of look like a combination, Tony Rock and that other guy.
Yeah. And then.
Because he also has the long head.
He does. So
I was thinking the other guy's brother. There's a comic who has a less famous brother. I was thinking, what's his name? I was thinking Eddie Murphy's brother.
Charlie Murphy?
I was thinking Charlie Murphy.
No, I don't get Charlie Murphy.
I know you don't look like Charlie Murphy.
I've also got the guy.
R.I.P. Charlie Murphy.
Oh yeah, he's gone. Yeah, moment of silence for Charlie Murphy. All right, that's good enough. I also got a guy, the Sprite commercial when I used to have longer hair. The Sprite commercial guy. I don't know his name, but he was a guy who goes 7 Up yours. That guy.
Sprite commercial.
7 Up yours.
Black kid or black guy. Those are the two things that come up under the search. What? This looks nothing. That's the guy with dreads.
So let me see. That might be him because I used to have longer hair.
And this is a bunch of pictures of LeBron. This makes no sense.
Oh, he is sponsored by Sprite. But that's
what about this dude? What about Orlando Jones?
That's him.
You definitely got Orlando Jones.
I've got Orlando Jones. And when I have longer hair, like the afro, the curly afro, yes.
Of the people we mentioned, Orlando Jones is the most.
I've had that. Like I said, depending on the hairstyle, I've got a couple people. Short, Tony Rock, long curly,
Have you
Orlando
ever
Jones.
thought of recruiting, though? Like getting together with some black folks and saying, you know what? We could dominate this motherfucker.
I think in time it'll happen. I think in time. Just got to get more exposure.
You know what I realize? Because I've been paying attention to some CrossFit stuff. Not a lot of black people in CrossFit either.
CrossFit is kind of the same way. It's like expensive, first of all. Like when it first came out, it was still like.
Well, you go to the gym. Everybody can go to a gym.
Yeah, but just say your local gym around here, YMCA, or what's the other one? The other big one, LA Fitness. Those are like $29 a month. Right. You can go as many times as you want. You can be there all day. It's $29 a month. Right. You can even go to other gyms that are LA Fitness, and it's still $29.
Right.
You don't even have to pay because you're a member of this LA Fitness.
Right.
If you go to a CrossFit box, it's $165 for 3 times a week. You're like, that's expensive. I wanted to do CrossFit back in the day, but I was like, you know what? I can't afford that.
I'm going to back up a minute. Spartan, for as many things they do right, they do a lot of things wrong.
Right.
So I often, like when I get emails from them, I will kind of click around and see. Sometimes I'll laugh because it's like a dead link or something weird. So something about SGX, and I clicked it, and it was like, find a local one in your area. And I'm like, if this works, it'll be a miracle.
Right.
Because there's so many coaches.
First of all, Rome is probably what you're going to go with this. The first person that pops up is in Rome.
Right. Okay. So the location was, but you know who I saw shortly after that?
Who's that?
Joll Roll.
That's right. I'm on there. Look me up.
But I thought for sure I'd recognize way more names. I know fucking everybody in Gormer, right? I know everybody. Mm-hmm. I did not. I was like scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I think maybe there was one more. I can't even remember, but Joll Roll stood out. So you're in there.
I'm in there.
Is that how people are finding you?
Yeah, people are hitting me up. It's kind of weird. Like, hey, like the questions that I get from that is never really a question. It's like, are you doing this? I'm like, yes, I'm doing this. Like, that's all you want to know? Like, that's it. And I'm like, yes. Then they'll never respond again. Are
you doing this?
Like, I've gotten several messages about just random. Is this happening? I'm like, yes, this is happening. Are you looking to get? What are you looking for?
Because is there a Spartan workout tour coming, and that's what somehow you're connected to that?
I don't think so. Because this is
all right. So let's say I found you. Let's say I'm Joe whatever. I don't know anything. A friend of my office is doing it. I scroll. I read. I learn. There's a thing called SGX Coaches. We specialize in training you for obstacles. Great. Joll Roll. Hey, I want to get trained. You say what back to me?
I'll probably tell you where you can find me.
Okay.
At the gym. The class time, if you want to do it, how much it costs, and then I'll ask you a question like, is this your first race? Have you?
But I'm saying you don't have specific SGX classes. You're just at the gym anyway, and you'll coach them specifically.
No. There's a class. I'll tell you the class because I work with the gym. They allow me to do the SGX classes or the obstacle.
But you don't have enough to be doing them like every day, right?
Correct.
So then, so that's what I'm saying. So
it's on Sundays.
Okay.
From 11 to 12:30.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you the price, $25, and then I'll tell you where to meet me and let me know if you're gonna show up, if you want to come. And then I ask you a couple questions about.
Or what part of town is that in? Maybe I'll come.
Hateville, Atlanta. I'm right next to the airport.
Okay, I would come to that.
Yeah.
We're 11 minutes from the airport.
Correct.
Tell the audience where I'm pointing.
He is pointing straight ahead,
which is south. It's definitely south.
It depends on your location. If
this is absolutely
this is north, and I'm pointing up
to the sky.
The ground is south.
The ground is not south.
The ground is south.
The ground is down.
South.
Do you want me to pull up a thing? I know the airport's over there.
No, the airport is definitely over that way.
Okay.
He's pointing again. We're pointing towards a park. So past the park, on the
another 10 miles past the park as the crow flies, Hartsfield International Airport.
Yes. I am literally right across the street from the airport. If you ever fly into Atlanta, Jackson, Hartfield, whatever it's called these days, international, you can come, hit me on a DM, tell me you want to come, and I'll give you a free class or a free workout, and we'll just train together. Or
dude, that's awesome. I tell people all the time, if you're coming through Atlanta, let me know.
Right. I'm here. Can we go to Waffle House after this? Maybe
we can go to Dunkin' Donuts.
I'm not really a coffee guy.
I just had Waffle House. Would you believe it? Would you be like, just had Waffle House?
I haven't had Waffle House in a while.
But I never have it anymore because I'm trying to lose the weight.
Well, I don't see. That's the thing. I think Waffle House is great. It depends on what you get, but for losing weight. But that's another story for another.
Right. What I was saying was when people come to town,
hit me up.
I say hit me up.
Joll Roll.
I'm literally 11 miles from the airport. It's maybe 15 minutes when there's no traffic.
I am literally 7 miles, 15 minutes.
And when people say, so I've had people come to town. I've had people go on a run with me. I've had people stay at this house. I've had people just meet me for lunch.
I've had people stay with me.
So yeah, just hit me up.
Yeah, Rachel Ann came and stayed with me for a couple of days when she was doing official OCRWC
business.
Stuff. Yes, that was cool. Had a little white lady come to my neighborhood, come to my house. I was like, what are my neighbors going to think about this? Oh well.
Do you live in a predominantly black neighborhood? Your chair is making a lot of noise. It's going to show up on the recording.
Yes, I live in the southwest part of town.
Have you ever listened to the other podcast I do?
No. I can't too much Matt B. Davis for me.
I do a podcast called the Atlanta Podcast.
Yes, I do. I know that. I need to check it out though. I need to add it to my rotation.
What's in your rotation right now?
A bunch of running stuff.
Rich Roll?
No. I got you, and I got the running coach.
Diaz?
Diaz, yes. Link Endurance.
Okay.
And then Obstacle Dominator.
Okay.
And then
what do you think of old Benny and Hunter these days?
They're nuts. It's again out of the norm, like your standard, hey, this is who you are, this is what you do, how do you get there, blah blah blah. It's like off the rails, and they'll go back and forth. And then what I like is the behind the scenes, on the scenes stuff where people are just talking and they just go into a tangent, and I just love that stuff. So I like it. It is what it is.
What else running podcast wise?
I think that's it. I think that's the only obstacle.
You don't listen do you listen to anything else?
No, that's it.
No news, no murder stuff?
Fake news, I'm not with that.
How about the murder stuff? People love the murder stuff.
No, I would rather watch it. So I'd rather watch Law and Order than listen to it.
Did you just say Law and Order?
Yes. SVU is my favorite.
All right. So I was SVU overall, SVU Uber alles for a long time. But I asked Xfinity to record every Law and Order, and you can imagine how many that is.
Wow. Yeah.
So I've gone back to the archives. We're talking season 1. They weren't even sure what the show was. Yeah, I mean, they knew the law part and order part. Like, there was definitely 2 parts, but they hadn't got that part. They hadn't even got to the part where, like, the first scene is always like 2 people that have nothing to do with it who find the body. Yeah. They actually show like something that leads up to the body.
I love it.
So I'm back to original Law and Order as my favorite.
I like it because of, first of all, how long it's been on TV.
Right.
I totally forget that it's been on probably like 20 years.
The original Law and Order was on for 20 years. SVU is coming up on 20 now. So because Law and Order stopped 10 years ago.
Really? Oh, okay.
It's been a long time.
I don't watch the original.
I think the original stopped in like 2010.
I like SVU.
Right.
I don't know why. It's just intriguing.
So who's your favorite cop on SVU? Or attorney, for that matter?
I don't know. What's the old guy? I think he's an attorney.
The older man. The old.
I think he's definitely an attorney. He's not the cop that goes out into the streets. He's like, give me more information out, and I'll charge him. And that guy, he's kind of aggressive.
The crotchety guy, the guy that's been on for 100 years.
Yes, him.
Jack McCoy, that guy.
Yes, him. The old one. Yes.
Right.
The old white guy.
Is Jack McCoy actually still on SVU? I got to check.
He probably just does cameos because he's really good. But I like that because of the beginning, the middle, and it always ends. And if it doesn't end, it's going to come up in the next episode, and then it's going to end for real. I can't watch stuff that just drags on and has to create storylines.
All right, so here's going. Jack McCoy. He's Law and Order.
Yes, that's my guy.
But he's not on SVU anymore, so that just goes to show you.
I don't watch it all the time, but I catch the reruns.
But see, here's who else.
I don't watch the new stuff. I just always watch
once they got rid of what's his name. Once they got rid of Stabler, I kind of dropped out.
We're done.
Right.
Old stuff.
And Benson, Olivia now looks horrible. I used to have a crush on her, and now she looks horrible. She's had so much work done, like most women in Hollywood, sadly. So this is why I love the original. So we're looking at Jack McCoy, and then we're looking at Bam.
We're on Wikipedia,
right?
Yes.
And her, amazing,
right?
Anita,
what is her name?
She's Detective Van Buren.
Okay.
In real life, she is S. Apatha Merkerson, right?
Van Buren sounds a lot better.
Which my mom always said, how bad does your first name have to be that you go by Apathica, right? Yeah. And then like I change a lot. There's so many good lawyer combos on Law and Order. I could show you pictures all day, but.
Right.
Stay with me, okay? You know what I'm going to put on? After I get this and the Atlanta podcast making more money, do you know what I'm going to have?
Who's that?
Law and Order Con. Law and Order Convention.
Well, then you got to bring all the old props and stuff like that, too.
I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I want to get, everybody loves it. It's on, it's the reason it's on so much all the time.
So now you're going to create a new con. Are you going to the con that's coming to Atlanta? I don't know which con it is, but it's coming to Atlanta like
in a couple days. That's Dragon Con.
Okay. I'm not familiar.
So Dragon Con, you heard me talk about it a lot at Rugged Maniac. It came up a lot. So Dragon Con, there is now 10,000 conventions. comic book TV, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
The original big ones were Comic-Con in San Diego.
And that's all about just comics, right?
Well, it started out as such.
Okay, right.
And E3 in LA.
Isn't that more of like gaming?
Again, started out as such. And then Dragon Con here. Now, people learned, like, oh.
We can make money off.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like, TV shows, movies, blah, blah, blah. Now, but Dragon Con is more of let your freak flag fly.
Oh, they are definitely out and about. I work downtown, so
if you're into Star Trek, if you're into anime, if you're into doesn't matter, there's a con for you. And I think a lot of people feel like it's sold out the least. Like, yes, they'll have big names and people that you know on the panels, but it's the least sold out one. It still feels like homespun because it's not in some mega. It's not in some mega thing like the Dome. They have it in these 4 hotels. And
it's in 4 hotels?
Yeah, that's kind of this sort of like thing about.
Oh, that sucks. So you got to travel like.
No. That's what they love about it. You don't go to this massive convention hall. You're living between these 4 hotels, doing all this various craziness.
Well, logistically, that sounds bad, but.
People love
it. That's great.
People love it.
I just like to watch the people walk around with their swords and their costumes on. So,
right.
What are you doing? Where are you going? Oh, okay.
So for those of you who are interested, I did a Dragon Con 2-episode piece last year for the Atlanta podcast. I'll probably do at least one this year. Are you going? Well, that's the thing. Now my wife works. Okay. So last weekend I was like, honey, I'm going to be gone most of the weekend, just like I would be for a race to get content. Now, if she's working, I can't leave the kids here all day, and I can't drag them with me all day either. That doesn't work. It's limited time, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not going to be there. I'll be laughing at the people walking by.
Hang on. I want to see if my wife is working Thursday night, because Thursday night is the wrestling show, and I'm definitely going to that. Ooh, everything tonight. Ooh, sweet mommy's off.
Well, there you go. You're there.
Do you feel like we've gotten closer as human beings during this conversation? Do you think you feel like we've like become better friends? Maybe
we're bros now.
I mean, are we?
We're bros. Yes. First of all, I like to say you're looking quite handsome.
Thank you.
You're not slob right now. You're looking good.
I was looking rough there for a while.
Yeah. And I didn't know you, but now, like, I'll say this: I didn't know my wife was fat until she got skinny, and then I didn't know that you're a handsome devil.
That's so funny you should say that, because my wife was never not pretty, but she's buff as fuck now.
Right. So my wife was. I'm not saying she was ugly. I'm just saying she was fat. But like you said, I love a beautiful black woman, so it was cool. And I was like, whoa, now you're skinny. I didn't know you were big.
Listen, you want some real talk?
Real.
My wife's ass is now phenomenal, and I am not.
But okay, we got 2 types of abs going on, right? We got the muscle ass,
right,
and then we got the regular homegrown ass.
No, she's got the CrossFit butt now.
Okay, the CrossFit butt is nice.
Huge fan of.
Okay. Do you find yourself just touching it a lot more?
Yes. Yes.
Is she okay with that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, I don't do it in public because that would freak her out. My wife's not that kind of person.
Right.
And I am not any dude who, like, uses the phrase "my hot wife" all the time, I never want to hang out with that guy. It's like, you might as well just say, "Hey, I have a big dick," right? It's super annoying. So when I say that my wife's ass is now phenomenal, I mean it, because I would never just be like, "Yeah, my hot wife, bro."
Right. Yeah.
So yes, and
that guy's always on roids, by the way. But go ahead, that's a different story.
My hot wife, bro, is always on roids. Yeah, so I can tell you that when you're both in your mid-40s and you've been married 13 years and you've had all these kids, it's nice to find your spouse especially sexy or attractive. So we're both happy with it.
Right.
And I don't think that's going to go away.
No more kids?
Are you kidding me? Have you seen my children on social media?
They're great. If you have more, you could get a TV show of your Matt.
Are you going to have more?
Definitely not.
So do you see how quickly you said that? That's how I feel.
But your wife has the great ass, bro. So you should definitely do it.
I'm going to get surgery. I've not had it yet. I'm going to get it.
What kind of surgery are you going to get?
The surgery that says you can't have any more kids.
Oh, I've done it.
You've done it?
Done it.
See, you're smart.
Cut the juice.
You're smart.
It was very weird, I'll say that.
Was it painful?
Yes. It was weird and painful. and hashtag real talk.
Okay.
You're awake for the whole thing.
Oh, dude, are you serious? I'm kind of a chicken. I'm very squeamish. I honestly did not think I was going to be able to watch my wife give birth because I'm so squeamish.
I'm with you there.
And this is first of
I'm
all,
not squeamish. I just didn't.
I'm gonna say this. I had friends who said, "Listen, they have a sheet up. Just stay north of the sheet and you'll be fine." First of all,
there's no sheet.
First of all, I don't know where he had his kids. There's no sheet. Second of all, something takes over. Some dad thing takes over because I lived through it. And like you then go on to like change 10,000 poopy diapers, which again, normally super squeamish, but it's my kid and I can deal with it. I still have gagged, as I'm sure you have. We all have.
At the diapers or the
diaper?
No, I don't think
you
I've done
never it. One time was like, oh, the smell hit you in a weird way.
No, I was just like, damn, you stink. Your little body is just
no.
foul.
I've had some that made me gag, but I'm
not that squeamish.
But I couldn't watch
Blood makes me squeamish.
But I couldn't watch other people give birth. Like when they show you that movie as a kid, forget it.
So, hashtag real talk again. I've had the home birth.
You guys did that?
Oh my god!
In like a little kiddie pool in your living room?
Yes, it was upstairs in the bedroom. Wow.
Do you feel like that was time well spent and like so glad you did it?
I think it was a good experience. Yeah, tried it.
What are your kids?
T-shirt.
What are your kids' names?
They both start with Z's. So I'll say this.
We don't even know your real name. So if you said them, we're not going to track them down because we don't even know your last name.
But you can Google it, I guess. And
you can't. How are we going to Google it? We don't even know your real name.
I don't know. But I'm weird about like putting like personal information out there on social media.
Are they super
weird.
African names?
They are. Yes.
Because that was a huge thing, like my generation, right? But it's still clearly going on?
I have no clue. So again, for me, my mom and her sisters all named V's. I don't know why.
Does it end in the syllable Asia?
No. So
it's not Zacasia.
No. It's all normal, like Veronica, Valerie, and Vanessa. Right?
Okay, but you only have two.
No, they're talking about my mom.
Oh, okay.
And her sisters.
Right. Those are white people names.
Okay. I can believe that. So
I know Vanessa's Vanessa Williams.
I could see it's more black than white, but Veronica and Valerie, yeah, probably so.
Right.
Then me and my brother and cousins all named Jays, just Jays, and then my cousin had a baby first, and she named her daughter Zion, and so it was Z. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just stick with the Z's.
Okay.
And it was like couldn't pick Zach because that was just too easy. So So I got some, not to say weird, but it was more traditional African.
Well, my son is Jackson, Jaxson.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Davis is a pretty African American name.
That's going to be great when he tries to get a job. Like Jackson Davis, pass that resume to the side.
But then River, that's totally a white kid name, right? River's a pretty white kid name.
That's like the rich white kid name. Like, why is he trying to get a job? His parents are probably loaded to name him River.
See, that's like a hippie name.
Right. Like
that's more hippies aren't necessarily rich. Like Rivers and Rains and
well, they don't go for jobs though. They're like baristas and then like they got their own thing, right? Like if you have like people with weird names like that.
I just want to live long enough to see what jobs they take on. Like that's just it. That's all I care about.
They're gonna be like cool.
Do you worry about dying like earlier, like before you get to see your kids do stuff?
I never thought about it, but
really?
I know that I'm gonna live a long time. Like I already set that in my mind. This probably sounds crazy, but I want to die on the day I was born at 100. So that people can like know exactly how old I am on my obituary when they read it.
Will you tell me your birthday? Not the year, but will you tell me your birthday?
Yeah, my birthday is July 13th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know whose birthday is July 12th?
No, but I know July 13th. I think Harrison Ford's birthday is that day as well.
July 12th is Bill Cosby.
Oh.
And I know that from his famous comedy bit where he talks about.
Well, his birthday sucks, but July 13th is better. I'm just gonna agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think this was a good chat.
So what else do you want to talk about? Anything? Like you got me for.
That's the best. You know what we could do? We could go to Dunkin' Donuts.
I'll get a donut.
What if we keep it rolling? What if we get in the car and just like keep it rolling and go to Dunkin' Donuts?
This is like that show with Jerry Seinfeld, right?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Comedian cars getting coffee. You want to do it?
What OCR guys getting?
You want to do it for real though?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm going to keep this rolling.
Keep it rolling.
Will you be able to drive, or should we put the one down? I don't even want to stop it. I want to just literally keep it rolling this whole time.
Are you gonna? I know you're not gonna edit it out. So this is.
You damn right.
All right. So where are my keys? Oh crap. Oh, there they are. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can do it. Let's do it. What kind of coffee are you getting? I don't know anything about coffee, so.
Do you want me to order you a coffee?
If I probably won't drink it all, so you might get upset. But
I won't get upset. I just get a nice coffee with cream and sugar. That's what I get.
All right, we can try it.
Okay.
We'll try it.
Hang on. Let's go. We're going to go to one mic. How about that? Let's switch to one mic. Let's pop this out right here.
That's an old Nas song. One mic.
Nas or Jay-Z?
That's tough. That's real tough. I guess it depends. If they're going to battle, I'll say Nas got the better of him in the battle. Overall, I'd rather hear Jay-Z.
Tupac or Biggie?
For me, that was like before, like, yeah, I was born in the 80s, but I was before I knew like real music like that, so I don't know neither, I guess. I don't really have
Okay, because I was going to say like Nirvana or Pearl Jam next. Do you know anything about those guys?
No.
Beatles or the Stones? No. Oasis or Blur? No. You got no votes on any of those?
Nothing. I'll just go with the popular vote.
What is something that you
Beatles.
feel what is something you feel strongly about? Oh. All right, is this working? Okay, now for the record, he just picked up a microphone that's not plugged in. We are now mobile. We are going to go. I have to get my wallet. Hang on. Unless you're going to treat. You want to treat some coffee? Sure. You like how I do that?
I come to your house.
And I totally convince you to buy me a coffee. What do you feel? Is there anything like? Do you have a favorite like football? What are you like super passionate about?
Running OCR at the moment. That's about.
Okay, Spartan or Tough Mudder?
I guess Spartan because Tough Mudder is not real. It's too long for one. 10 miles, definitely not.
What about the Tough Mudder half?
If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
All right. Now we're getting to some good stuff now. All right, there's a giant. Is that a Super Soaker back there? You've got some Run Gum Energy. Now, are you sponsored by Run Gum?
Yes, that is correct. Try it. It's amazing.
Are you? I noticed you were also sponsored by. All right, he's got his cool thing here, and I'm looking at what might be his last name, which I will not say out loud.
That is my full name on the OCRWC athlete.
Now,
thing.
Could you recommend, when you fill that out, I wouldn't know because I'm not an elite athlete, but when you fill this out, I just get the media badge, and I'm lucky if it just says media on it. But when you fill this out, do you say name I'd like to be called by? Do you get that option, or you just tell them first and last? Like, would you have an option of making this say Joll Roll if you could? All right, bust a left.
I've done it.
Okay, go straight. You have done it.
Yes, here it is.
So, okay, so it does say that.
Yes.
So then why does your badge say your real name?
The first time I didn't know I can make it say my.
Okay.
They were like, you got to check in with your ID, and it was like, it has to match.
Blah 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 blah. So
yeah.
So it says your Run Gum, Second Skin, and who else?
NOMA, which stands for no artificial ingredients. It's a electrolyte drink.
Why are you holding your phone like that? Are you Ari from?
I'm talking into the phone at the same time.
Are you Ari from what's it called?
What's that called?
That show with the people and the stuff.
I don't watch TV. I don't have cable. Which way we going?
Take a right.
Take a right. Follow the guy on the scooter. With the Cleveland Browns jersey on.
Ari from Entourage. He would always, that was his thing, his like power move is he always held his phone. Played by Jeremy Piven, who I believe has also had sexual misconduct allegations, much like our earlier guy, Bill Cosby. Are you surprised by the amount of men in Hollywood being brought down by the Me Too movement?
No, not at all.
Because men can be pigs. Is that what you mean when you say that?
Yes. I think I think what happens is people who are in power positions who get people who are a little more vulnerable, or get people looking to try to get something out of the situation. So I'll do it, and then if it doesn't work out for me, then I'll try to get something out of it. Hey, you did this to me. Can you throw me a couple bucks and I'll make it go away? And you're like, what? No way. So then, yeah. Or you can just be like, yeah, here's a couple bucks. It never happened, right? And you're like, yeah, it never happened. So it happens. But I've also heard stories of powerful women doing the same thing. So But I don't think no guy's gonna come out and be like, yeah, she raped me. So it's kind of like
on SVU. There's been some of those cases because I remember Elizabeth. You're gonna take a right here.
Here or there?
Right
there. Here.
Where
right
Olivia
here.
Benson says yes.
Right here.
Where they raped a dude. And Olivia Benson was like, men can be raped too. And they're like, but he got off. And they're like, that doesn't matter. There's a case in blah, blah, blah that said a guy can get off. And that doesn't mean consent. I can't think of the word. Arousal doesn't mean consent or whatever.
Yeah.
Why is that woman carrying a wedding dress?
She's going to get alterations.
Okay, take a right and then whip an immediate right into the Dunkin' Donuts drive-through.
We could have just walked here. We should have just ran here.
I know, but I'm carrying the equipment. Drive-through.
Oh, I thought we were gonna go inside.
No, man, drive-through. They're gonna get weird. Now, they might know me here, and if they do, then it'll be entertaining for the podcast. If they don't, we'll just
Should we record this right now? Right. I think
Sure.
is the lady with the red hair here?
See, do you watch my stories? You know that girl. So you do watch my stories.
Yeah, I do.
You said you didn't.
No, I don't watch your personal stories. I
put the personal lady on here all the time.
Yeah, but you put it on ORM too.
Okay. All right, see what she says first. We'll find out. Hang on. When you hear the voice, I'll know.
We're here. One moment, I'll be right with you.
Okay, it's not the person I know. All right.
Go ahead, how can I help you, please?
Hello.
Hi.
Can I get medium iced coffee, cream, and sugar, please?
Okay, medium iced coffee, cream, and sugar. Okay, I got you. And what is?
You want that too?
Yeah.
2 of those.
Okay, 2 medium iced coffee, you said?
Yes.
Are we gonna get donuts?
Okay, I got you.
Oh, hang on. What kind of donut you want?
I'm a strawberry frosted guy.
I'll take a strawberry frosted too then.
Can we also get 2 strawberry frosted donuts?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. It's $7.14 discount for window shut, okay?
Oh, I thought she was playing along with the joke.
That's what she sounds like.
Okay.
I know her super well.
Okay, so
but she's not the black girl that I joke with. That's Sunshine. Her name is Sweetie. Sweetie that's her name.
That's not her real name.
No, that's what everybody calls her.
Okay, cool. I like Sweetie.
Now, how many gallons of water do you drink a day?
I try to get 1 gallon. So that's 2 of those bottles. If you can't see this is a bottle. It's huge. It's 64 ounces. So 128.
How many gallons is that?
Just 1. So you gotta it's a half a gallon bottle.
So,
we're kind of short.
We might be detouring back to Matt's house.
No, we're just gonna dash and run, or drive away real fast. It's cool. I've done it before, bro. It's all right. Just. So
I want to talk about sponsored athlete. Were you surprised that?
I got something for you.
Okay.
Remember, I talked to you.
We're in his car, by the way. We should tell the story.
I gotta move my my big assault rifle.
Why do you have an assault gun? Is that for your kids or for you?
Pro gun, bro.
Wait a minute, did you bring me something?
I did. Remember?
I'm looking at, what am I looking at?
Second skin, large, training a quarter zip jacket.
So this, to me,
heather.
This is what...
Lunar Rock heather is the color.
This to me looks like, this is what I would wear, in the training briefing before the run. Because, you want to look cool and athletic, but you don't run with it, per se.
Right. No, this is when the weather is about to start dropping.
Before or after the race, I would wear this.
Yes.
Or maybe I would actually run in it.
And you can also, it's cool material. You can put some stuff on the back of it, so ORM, and they can be like, where'd you get this ORM second skin jacket from? You'll be like, yeah, I'm cool like that.
Was it earlier in the spring? Oh my God, that's way too sweet. You're going to hate it. Take a right. The easiest way to get back. They had a thing where you could fill up a large cup for 99 cents. They had the soccer cup for the United.
Okay.
And I was getting it filled 3 times a day.
Are you addicted to coffee?
Absolutely. Now you understand, I don't smoke.
Right.
I don't drink beer. And I don't watch porn. So that's it. That's all I got for an addiction.
What about liquor? What about liquor?
I don't drink. No, I don't drink. Didn't I just say that?
Well, you say you don't drink beer.
Oh, I don't
Beer and liquor are 2 different things.
Right. Yeah. I don't smoke or drink, and I don't even watch porn. So this is my last addiction.
No at all? No porn?
Can't do it. Just makes my mind soft. I would be. That thing is, talk about real talk. Most guys, it just eats away at your brain, and it keeps me further away from my wife. It's just I just can't do it.
You can't watch it with her?
No, we're not that kind of couple. She's not really that kind of.
Okay. Cool.
I don't judge anybody who does. I'm just saying, for me, there's no such thing as a little bit.
I got you.
Like, I'll end up spending, like, the whole day doing it.
Okay, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Like, I have.
Right.
And, like, but then if I do, I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that again. And then I won't again for, like, 2 or 3 weeks.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's not that cool. It's kind of boring.
But I used to do it, like, hours at a time.
All right, what about strip clubs?
Oh, definitely not. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's a waste of money.
Well, it's not that it's a waste of money. It's that
you'll get stuck there all day.
Oh, forget it.
You'll be broke.
Well, because I'm just as dumb as every other man.
So you've never been to Atlanta strip club?
I've been to a lot of Atlanta strip clubs. This is anymore.
Okay.
This is 46-year-old Matt.
46-year-old Matt.
20-something-year-old Matt. Fucking.
All right. So,
Gold Club.
So have you ever been to a black strip club?
Yes.
All right.
Peaches is right around the corner if you want to go to Peaches.
Oh, I drive by Peaches all the time.
Take a right here.
On Peoples.
What did you want to say about a black strip club?
No, I'm just asking.
But yes, I have. Oh. I like black women.
Okay, cool.
I'm a fan.
All right, high five. All right, so back to the question. Got to bring you back, man. You went off the rails.
This is so sweet. I almost feel bad for you because, like, if you don't like it super sweet, you're not going to like it. Like, they killed this.
Can you drink and eat the donut at the same time, both sweets? Are you the guy like...
I never even get a donut. Like, I'm getting a donut. Like, I order my kids donuts, but I don't get the one for myself.
Is this the right way?
Yeah, straight.
Stop sign on the other side? Okay.
If I wasn't with you, I just got one to, like, break bread with you. But I don't get the... If I eat anything there, it would be like the croissant sandwich. Yeah.
Croissant.
But I already ate breakfast. But since you were getting a donut, I'm getting a donut.
I gotcha. Makes sense.
What races do you have coming up this year? Savage in the fall.
Savage in the fall. I'll get the Syndicate because I did the Charlotte Savage. But then, what's the other one? Spartan at the end of the.
Did you do Spring Atlanta Savage?
No, not here. I did Spring.
Why didn't you do here?
When was it?
It's every spring and every fall.
No, I'm just trying to think. What was it again?
Like March. It's right in front of that black car.
I don't remember. Why does the car have to be black? Why do you have to do the racist thing? I thought we were buddies.
You're in a very black neighborhood, my friend. You're in the West End.
First of all, you got to break this up into 2 podcasts.
Never. This is only an hour.
Oh, okay.
2. If it goes over 2, it's broken up into 2 parts. Usually, if it's like OCRWC or World Stuff Mutter.
Right.
Rugged Maniac, I didn't do it because why make people wait? It's only Rugged Maniac. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't need to do that. But
all right, second skin.
Are you a DDP fan?
I do like it. I did. I would like to check out his spot up there, his yoga spot. I'm not a yogi, but since it's him,
But listen, brother, this is yoga for non-yoga. Yeah. Now, it's hard to do DDP without slipping into the Hulkster because it's a different voice.
It's kind of, yeah.
But what if I told you that I interviewed one time in Dallas Page and they had a podcast?
I saw it. Yeah.
And you didn't listen to it?
I think I did. Like, they're all starting to go down the rabbit hole, so they all start off the same way. But I think I did. I can't remember at this point yet. So I don't know.
2 claps and a Ric Flair.
Yes.
And then Hulk it out. DDP was the fucking best interview I've ever done. Maybe.
As far as, well, how are you quantifying this?
Well, it's not the best one I've ever done. Anytime you have somebody relatively famous, right? And if they're relatively famous and are fucking unhinged like that guy,
okay,
and will say whatever's on the top of his mind,
right?
I mean, we talked about going to the strip club. He's like, brother, they would clap for us when we got in there.
Yeah, I did watch it. I did listen to it. Yes, I did.
Were you impressed? Were you more Matt? Were you happy?
It was good. I liked it. Like I said, I like the style. Like for me, the background information is the stuff that I like really listen to. So like the OCR shoe thing, I'm not really like. I'll just go read about that.
Me either.
You know? So like
that's why I do the show.
Correct. So we're on the same page.
I'm going to ask you about your ambassadorship though.
Okay, let's go back to that.
Second Skin was giving away their damn clothes.
They were, yes.
Now, I don't know who in their marketing department is like, here's a genius idea. Let's just give this shit away.
I don't think it was a bad idea. I think you got to give something to get something. But maybe they gave up too much.
They went ham though, dude.
But I think what happened for them, I think they were trying to get into every market instead of sticking to one market. Because they were like running, triathletes,
It would be hard to not be a Second Skin ambassador earlier this year.
They had a lot of people that crossed a lot of different fitness industries. But so I think they should have just stick to one.
Well, but I'm not.
You're not getting into CrossFit. That's done. You're not. No gear company is getting into CrossFit. That ship is sailed. Rogue, Reebok, Nike locked it up.
How much do you follow CrossFit?
I don't. I'll watch the games if I have time. I'm not.
I just watched the movie afterwards.
So yeah, I like to watch the documentaries on the athletes. So I just watched the Fit Aid documentary of of one of the Doris daughters ladies. It was like 4 of them, but like the one. Well, never mind. I can't say Iceland because they're all from Iceland, but I think her name is Sarah. She's a Fit Aid athlete, and they put out like
Sarah is Sigmund's daughter.
Oh.
Annie is Thora's daughter. I'm impressed I know this. And Katrin is David's daughter. I can't believe I just said that.
They're all at the same point. They kind of muddle together. But I did watch the one on her recently on a flight to NORAM. It was like 8-minute videos on YouTube. I downloaded it, put it on my phone on the plane ride. I watched her talk about perseverance and how she last year didn't do as well as she wanted to.
Okay, why do you still have Second Skin ambassador on your thing? Didn't they shut it all down?
Yeah, they shut it down, but it's still up there. I just haven't changed it up.
Okay, what else are you ambassador for?
The drinks and the run gum.
Okay.
Yeah. All of the stuff that I really use. Like I would never be an ambassador for something I don't use. So I'm a person who likes to run with, as weird as it's going to sound, something in their mouth. Like I don't like the cotton mouth thing. So I usually run with gum, or like I'll have a plum and just suck on the seed while I'm running to keep the mouth salivating so I won't be running around cotton mouth.
What if you like come out under a dunk wall and you're like, oh, you swallow it?
Hasn't happened. So just keep my mouth closed. Yeah, so.
Anything you want to ask me now that you have the opportunity? You're sitting here on the porch of Mappy Davis.
What's next?
What's next for me?
What's next for you? Let's get into what's the next thing that you're shooting for. Like, that's what I want. I want that spot. I'm getting it. How are you going to do it? What's next?
Well,
first of all, you're crushing this coffee. You're like halfway through it. I took like 2 sips, and it's by the way, it's good. What is this called again?
Just medium iced coffee, cream and sugar.
I'm gonna have to get a small. But yeah, this is pretty good.
Now here's the thing. Much like, it's not like McDonald's where every burger's the same. You can get different. Sometimes even that shop, if I get a new person, they don't make it how I like it. This was a little too.
Did you send it back?
No, because I'm halfway down the road.
You don't check it before you leave? Like
no, because it's always good from the store. But they had a new person, they fucked it up.
Did you go back and be like, "Hey, sweetie, I need to talk to you"? Because
no, they know. Listen, they give my kids free donuts. Like, it's like
you're a regular.
Well, it's beyond regular though. Beyond regular. Like I'm tight with those people.
Like man, welcome back.
When you and I'm nuts. I go through the drive-thru. I make stupid jokes.
Okay, they know you.
Right. Sweetie is like is River's girlfriend.
Oh.
She's like, is that my boyfriend? And then the other girl, Sunshine, is my girlfriend. Like when my wife pulls through, she's like, my wife is like, I know you're my husband's boyfriend.
All right, cool.
What the hell were we? So.
Oh, what's next? What's next?
So, I have only recently begun to really work on broadening outside the OCR space. I've always known I could. Other people have suggested it. But I just, for whatever reason, I didn't get off my ass and do it, right? So, because number one, why limit myself? And number two, like, what if OCR does go away? Because it could, right? I mean, I'm always kind of worried about that.
Like, are you worried, like it's all of it's going to go away, or just like the major companies going away?
Well, considering it's how I've made my living, if there's
like, you're not worried about the one we just talked about earlier in how we met. What's that race called? I forget because it's going out.
Utter Mutter.
Utter Mutter. You're not worried about that going away. right? You're not worried about that one.
No, I mean, put it to you this way. Even if the NFL numbers are down, and they are, they're still making...
Hand over fist money.
Right.
Okay.
So OCR isn't that big, right? That if it cut down a lot more, right, I'd have even less reason to...
I got you.
But here's the things that I can also do, right? So I went on this Red Bull trip earlier this year.
That looks pretty fun, though.
Right. True. Now, there are people who create that content for all those running magazines, right? Or fitness magazines.
Right.
So-and-so went to this crazy-ass thing. Here's his report on it. So why can't I be that guy?
Right.
Right? And again, people told me for years, oh, well, couldn't you... And I just didn't really think of it.
Right.
But if you believe stuff happens when it's supposed to happen, blah, blah, blah.
I believe that.
Okay. So, right now I'm working on going to this event, this Everest event where you go up this mountain 17 times.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Right.
Jesse?
Yep.
Yeah. I read his book, too. That was a good book.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go get paid to write about that. And I'll do some fun social content as well around it.
Can you take me, too?
I cannot take
Well, actually, I won't want to run it up that many times. Sorry, I take that back.
It's the mountain you were just at.
Yeah, never mind.
It's Stratton Mountain.
Never mind. Never mind.
But it's the easy road. It's straight up the gondola line. It's not like...
I don't know if there's an easier route up to the top.
You need to handle that text real quick?
That's okay. I got two things I want to.
But what is to stop me from being that guy that travels all over, makes cool content, right? Doesn't have to be OCR.
That's cool.
Get paid by Runner's World or Men's Health. Or...
First of all, if you can do that, that would be phenomenal. I'm always envious of the guys who do whatever and they just make money off it.
Right. That's awesome. The goal. So that's what I'm working towards.
Yeah.
And then TV is obviously the big thing.
So you want to be on TV for sure.
Absolutely.
Doing this for TV.
Why should I not be?
Yeah. Well,
I've covered it longer than anybody, or as long as anybody, and I bring a very unique perspective.
So why don't they give you the TMX role, one of those roles?
You would have to call...
First of all, I watched it. It didn't look as cool as it was at the event. I don't know what they were doing, or the editing of it just didn't live up to the hype of this is the toughest mile on the
planet. It's also it's hard to translate, and it's hard when you know the results too. The stakes are low when you already know the results.
Well, actually, I purposely didn't I knew the men. There's a clear cut winner on the men's side. That's just going to be what it is. The women's side was better to me because I didn't know the results. Right, so I'm watching that but they were cut away from a part that's good, but then go back to her running again. I'm I don't really want to see her run. Let's go back to those lifts that she was doing. And they were cut away from that. I guess they didn't think nobody wanted to see that. I wanted to see it.
Well, but that's the other thing, too, is that they're figuring it out. All these sports are new. It's the Spartan coverage sucked the first year, and it's gotten better.
It is.
Right?
Yeah. Except for the longer races.
You can't watch somebody carry bricks up a mountain forever.
Nobody wants to watch somebody run for 2 hours. Personally, I don't think. They do phenomenal numbers, but I'm not watching for 2 hours. I might give you about 45 minutes, maybe.
I agree.
Yeah. I think they should go back to the short stuff.
Right. Is that just a bee?
Yes. That's the big bumblebee that doesn't hurt anybody, but will tear your wood up because they will really eat your wood.
Right.
And make a lot of noise, and then
hashtag eat your wood.
Eat your wood and shit.
Anyway, dude. So yeah, I wanna continue to do that, and I'd like to just make cool. Look, somebody's doing some burpees there in the park.
First of all, burpees are terrible, and I would never do that in the park. But kudos to that guy. I'm reading Joe DeSena's first book.
First book or the recent book?
The first one. What's the recent one?
The one that just came out?
It didn't come out yet.
It did, sorry.
Oh, you're special. I didn't get that. I ordered it.
The first book is good. The second book is not really a book. It's like a training book.
I'm not going to read that one.
The second one's kind of a money grab. Skip the second one. Read the third one. I'm enjoying the third one.
So I'm reading the first one because I'm getting the third one shipped to me. I did the pre-order thing. And so they're giving you the 2 books. The first 2 books like an ebook, and then they also give you this 9th chapter that he didn't release.
Please.
That I'm listening.
Do you want to meet Joe? You going to Tahoe?
No, I'm not going to Tahoe.
I was going to say I can introduce you to Tahoe.
I think I've met him. I've met him, and I went to the Spartan leadership thing in Dallas.
How was that?
It was pretty cool. It's kind of not for like OCR people because it's almost the same story over and over and over again. So I kind of know what he's going to talk about and tell these corporate people to Spartan up, kind of thing over and over again. So
life is tough. It's full of obstacles.
Right,
you need grit. You need determination.
Right.
Don't eat the cookie.
Correct. Yeah.
That's why I can't listen to the Spartan Up podcast.
Yeah. I think I listened to one.
That's pretty much the story.
And it was
the
like
Spartan Up podcast.
But he wasn't on it. It was like 4 other people.
Right.
I was like, who are you? First of all. And then like they're talking to people who've like accomplished this amazing stuff. I'm like, yeah, people accomplish major things all the time.
Quick side note shout out. So Marion, who lives in the town Joe lives in up in Vermont, she produces all their content.
Okay.
For all that stuff. She does a great job. I want to give her a quick shout out. But I've told her the issues I have with the Spartan Up podcast. That it could be amazing, right? The kind of people they get to sit down with, the access they have is phenomenal. But it tends to be kind of this very narrowed, let's make it about Spartan. And like Joe, like what I love about Joe, but also kind of like his downfall is like...
He's the stubborn guy.
Well, he doesn't even bother to like know who the person is. Like he just sits down and they kind of tell him and then he just kind of talks to him and tries to get him to this Spartan Up grit thing.
I'm on the grit. I'm actually on the grit chapter. It's funny that you mentioned that.
But do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what he's trying to get everybody to talk about. Which, if I was that show, if they say, Matt, we want you to do the Spartan Up podcast and make sure you bring some of the Spartan ethos into everything. And I got to sit down with fucking Richard Branson and people that lost their legs but swam across the Atlantic.
Right.
I could do that, but make it a little bit more interesting. But Joe doesn't care. Joe's just like, what are we doing? Okay, let's go to the next thing. Like I know how Joe works. He's on to the next.
Yeah, Joe is a phenomenal character. Like you got to love him and hate him at the same time.
You want to call him right now? We can call him right now.
What are we going to say to him?
I don't know. I think that he's the kind of guy that might pick up if I call him, and it would just be fun for the
Here's
podcast.
the thing. He'll pick up and be like, I got 5 minutes. That's it.
That's what he says.
Like,
that's usually what he says. When
he's like, I'm doing burpees. I got 5 minutes. What do you want to talk about?
Let's call him. Let's see if he picks up.
I don't think he's going to pick up. Over or under, he picks up or not. What time is it?
I wish we could pause this. I wish we could pause the podcast to let the world know.
It's
11:30. So early is always better for him, right? Early's always
This
better.
is late for him.
No, for him this is way late.
Yeah, this is done.
Okay, there's a 50% chance he picks up at all.
Right, 50%. Right.
There's a 70% chance he picks up and goes, "What do you need? I'll call you later." Okay, those are the two things.
Here's the thing: he might pick up because there's nothing going on, like big news that you want to know.
No, but he'll pick. He's always in between 12 meetings. Anyway, here we go.
Right, but I'm saying he's gonna be like he doesn't want anything big. He just
here we go.
He's not. He's.
I can't talk right now.
What'd you say?
I can't talk right now. What do you got?
What is it true that Vermont is going away?
No way.
Okay, I thought that was a BS rumor.
People are nuts, man. I don't even know where they make up this shit.
All right, can I say that? Can I have that on the podcast that you just said that?
Absolutely. Where do people make up this shit? How does this happen?
I don't know either, brother. But I would love to talk to you about Tahoe and stuff later on, okay?
All right, see you, bye.
See you, bye. So, we assume that picked up. First thing, what did he say was the first thing he said?
He can't talk right now.
But he does take my call, which makes me feel very special.
That's good, yeah.
He's a very, what's the word for Joe? I don't know, he's one of a kind.
You gotta, like I said, you gotta love him and hate him at the same time. Like, you gotta love him because he just does his own things. Like, I'm gonna do it. And if you don't want to do it, then I'm just gonna leave you behind. So, okay, bye. And he'll do it.
Here's the thing.
But then you also gotta hate him because it's like, Joe, can you do a little different? No, that's not how I'm doing it.
But here's the thing.
Go do something else.
There's this, like, I'm not saying he's as good or big as, say, Jobs or Branson, but it does take a certain kind of mindset.
Correct.
To do that, to build what he's built.
Right.
Which is, like, a cult-like following.
Oh, it's definitely cult-like. Like, there's people who OCR, bro, but never done anything else besides Spartan race. And I'm like, never? Like, no. And they're like, after like 3 or 4 years, they're like, I'm gonna start branching out. Now you're gonna start branching out? Like,
welcome to Savage or 10,000 local races.
Can we do a Tough Mudder? Or not even Tough Mudder, because they know about Tough Mudder.
Right.
Hey, have you done a Rugged Maniac? No. Like, Rugged Maniac by far is my favorite race to run non-competitively.
I call them, I coined the phrase, which nobody picked up on, a Roo Nation. Like,
okay.
Like, yeah. I literally said, last year, end of the year. By the way, I thought for a minute we were running out of steam. We got a second win somewhere. This is getting good.
We're going through it.
Colin Joe certainly helped. Where do people make up this shit?
If you listen to this full way through, kudos to you. If you let me know that you listened to it.
DM Joll Roll.
I will probably not give you anything.
But
I'm all out of second skin gear. Actually, I do. I have a couple of shirts, second skin left. If you want those, you tell me listen to it all the way through. I got a couple shirts left.
But they got to prove it. How can they prove that they listened all the way through?
We're gonna have to give them like something. You gotta give me something.
Because they could have like
skip to this part.
Skip to the end. We'll put a code word in the middle, but I won't remember.
All right, code word right now.
No, it's got to be from the middle of the show.
The middle of the show.
Like I got like 20 minutes and I have to go back and put that in.
All right, we'll figure it out. All right, kids, continue. Cult-like following of the Roo Nation.
Like I said this, Josh Chase, who if you watch my videos is in my videos. Are you keeping up with my videos?
I'm keeping up with your video. Josh, I didn't officially meet him, but I bumped into him.
Also has a long face. Looks like the guy from Ferris Bueller. Looks like Cameron.
Bueller.
Looks like Cameron from Ferris Bueller.
I ran into him at NORAM.
We can talk about that in a minute. This is what I'm going to tell you. I like Josh, but
I did listen to his episode when he talked about the gaming with the Boston guy. But go ahead.
Okay, so Tahoe happens, right? I think Iceland happened
last year.
Like it's the end of the freaking year. Like we've gotten our 17 trifectas, we've done World's Toughest, end of the year. And I see him posting, getting on a plane to the Dallas Beast, and I literally thought, why? Like, why are you getting on a fucking plane and doing another? The year is over, right? This is what I don't understand about the
year is never over.
But that's what I don't understand about this insane Spartan Roo Nation. Like, literally, the year? Like, come on,
people. But those people are not competing.
No, but I understand wanting to do a race. Like, hey, there's a race. Listen, a shout out to Obstacle Running Adventures podcast. They do a race every weekend. No kids yet. That's going to change. Once they have kids, that's going to change for sure. But they're like, hey, we got this nothing open, but we're going to fill it in with a 5K or 10K. Great. Right. Do something every weekend if you want to get active, you want to have fun, you want to create content. But, like, just to get on a plane and fly to Dallas for the 13th beast of the year? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing special about it. If it's an ultra, I guess I would give it to you. Like, I want to get that buckle.
I do want to get the buckle.
And I love you, Josh. This is somebody I like.
I understand what you're saying.
As the people say these days, I fuck with Josh, right?
Do they still say that?
I thought it was new. I fuck with that dude means I hang out with them.
No, I know what it means. I'm black.
I'm telling.
No, I know what it means. I think.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I think we started that.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could have seen the expression on my man's face when I just said that, I was talking to the audience.
Oh, okay. Sorry, audience. I ruined it.
I'm so behind.
But I think that's old, though. But go ahead.
I'm so behind that when people started saying for a minute, I honestly wasn't sure. And I know that's 20 years ago, but I really wasn't sure if they meant quick or long. I couldn't tell. I remember when I first heard
context. This guy, you gotta listen to the context.
What did
because for a minute could be a long time.
I know.
Or
I know
it could be short. But it's all context.
But you understand that I fuck with.
Right.
Like in my mind, in our world, fuck with is like either fuck around with, like you mess around with,
sleeping around,
like sexually, or like I can't think of the other way you would say it. But dude, the look on your face, which was gone. That moment is now forever gone in time. When I explained what it meant, and he looked at me and said, "I know what it means. I'm black." I think this is going to go down. I mean, it's not like the Battle Frog episode, but I mean, it's. That's going to do it. Patreon. Don't forget the Patreon. Ba-ba-ba. Don't forget the Patreon. Don't forget the Patreon. Hey, everybody. Go to patreon.com/obstacleracingmedia. Leave us that review on iTunes. Most importantly, social media, follow us there. I'm going to be in Tahoe all weekend, bringing you as much as I possibly can. Drop me a message on IG. I answer whenever I can. Now, in the middle of the race, don't do that. I can't keep up. Hey, where's my cousin? Hey, where's my friend? I mean, you can do it, but I probably won't be able to answer in time. But message me now when you're hearing this. Let me know you're excited about Tahoe. Come find me in Tahoe. I'm giving away shower togas. All right. See you guys. Love you, miss you, mean it. Gotta run.